Okay, so we are still on a discussion about faith and how we're going to take our faith to the next level by instilling some of these principles, some of these little practices we're giving you this week. I'm moving towards using your faith to move towards your goal. Yesterday we talked about prayer as one of the very first things to start to do. And I want to touch upon something very quickly about prayer, and that is that prayer is not meant to be some type of begging. Please, 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 God, will you please get this to me? If you do this, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, there's been plenty of times, I don't know if anybody who out there watching this, if you know, have been a drinker or anything like that, where you've had too much to drink and the next morning you're like, God, if you just let me get through tonight and I'll never drink again. I'm not talking about that either. What I'm talking about is almost, it's bordering on demanding that you're going to get something. We're not talking about that, if you don't do this, I'll die type stuff. We're almost demanding what we want through our prayers. Almost. It's a borderline on demanding. Okay? But moving forward from there, I want you to think about this, the all-time question, to be or not to be. When we're talking about moving towards our goals, we have to decide what it is that we want to be. We've prayed for something, and now we're taking action on it, okay, after that prayer. So what is it that I want to be? What is it that you want to be? You have to decide what it is. And eliminate everything else and focus on that one thing. And what is that? And in order for you to go accomplish that, I want you to think about something. I want you to take a personal inventory. That's your plan for today. Is take a personal inventory of what you have at your disposal. Again, I touched upon this a little bit before, a few days ago, in that I can see. Okay, I have both my eyes. I'm able to see. Maybe you don't, but whatever you may have. I have a voice to speak. I have ears to hear, functioning ears to hear. I have a mind that is very imaginative and creative. I can think. I have little ability to write. I have the ability to fill in the blank, whatever that ability is. I mean, of course, I continue to add more things to my own plate just because I enjoy doing new things. But what you're doing here is taking an personal inventory of what you have. Now, and I also want you to take a personal inventory of the things that you have that you want to get rid of. So you're making this list. Okay, and on the list, you're going to have the whole list of things that you have, your personal inventory, what you have, good and bad. And then at the end, then you go back through and decide, well, what you need to get rid of. Go back through and cross the line through, well, I don't want to do this. I don't necessarily keep this inventory. I don't need to keep this. I don't need to keep that. I don't need to keep this. And narrow it down to what your personal inventory, what it is. And tomorrow we're going to give you some more activities on gratitude for that. But I want you to give you one quick thing here on the end. I'm going to draw this diagram out. I got it from my man Tony Robbins. He talks about the fact that you have to believe in yourself. They have to have some potential. You have to believe in your own potential. And he breaks it down as thusly. I like that word, thusly. He draws 4 squares, right? All right. Yeah, the squares. Right? All right. Up here, we have, top box we have up here is potential. Okay? Over here, we have, at the top right up here, we have activity. Down here, in this box, we have results. And here, down here we have belief. Okay, so here's what we're talking about. If we think about how much potential we have, again, we're taking this personal inventory of ourselves. You will realize, and you already probably realized from a personal knowledge, that people are basically have unlimited potential. We can do almost anything we want. And hopefully, if you don't feel that way, continue coming to watching these videos. You'll start to pick up on, through the inspirational talks, that you have this potential. But now, we basically don't understand we have potential. Okay, unlimited amount of potential. But then we're going to take some type of activity based upon the potential we believe we have. And then from that activity, we're going to get some results. And from the results, it either increases or reinforces our beliefs. Okay? So what's the most important thing out of all these areas? Is it the potential, the activity, the results, or is it the belief? The answer is, as I'm sure you already understand, is that our belief. Our belief is the most important part of this whole piece. Okay? And here's why. If I believe that I have a small amount of potential, if I believe I have a small amount of potential, okay, what am I going to do? How much activity am I going to take? I'm going to take a small amount of activity. I'm only going to do a small amount of activity. And then I'm only going to get a small amount of results. And then what am I going to say to myself? You see, I knew I couldn't do it. I knew this was going to happen. I knew I wasn't going to really get any good results. Okay? And because you've done that, that reinforces your beliefs and that you can't do it. It reinforces your belief in you have a small amount of potential. Even though you know logically that you have unlimited potential, what do you believe about your own personal potential is what we're talking about here. Now, as the next person has a very successful person, they believe they have a high potential. They believe they have they believe they have a high potential. They believe they have a high potential. I know I repeated that 3 times. The potential, because they have a belief in high potential, they take high activity or massive activity. From the massive activity they get massive or great high results. And because they have these high results, they begin to like, I knew that was going to happen. I knew it from the beginning. They believed from the beginning that they were going to get some great results. Okay? And they reinforce their belief system. So, we start here. I've been going through these talks and first the talks. I'm always talking about trying to increase your beliefs. Whatever activity I'm going through, I'm trying to increase your belief and your own potential. That's what inspiring you to and breathing life into your life. Okay, breathing life into your being, to your spirit. Start with your belief. Start increasing your belief by doing the activities that I'm giving you this week. And as you increase your belief in yourself, your belief in your own potential, you start taking larger action. You start getting better results. And you know what that does? Oh man, I've increased your belief some more. So now I know I have more potential. So now the next time I take some activity, because we're being consistent, the next time I do my activities, the next round of activity, I'm going to do more activity. The next round of activity, because of that, I'm going to have more results. Because of more results, I'm going to believe myself even more. And it comes a repetitive process. And Napoleon Hill starts talking about in the book, Outwitting the Devil. He says at this point, this whole process is a natural process of life, a natural process of nature. Is that you're either going backwards, you're reinforcing a negative belief. Most of the time, say reinforcing is a negative belief. Reinforcing negative beliefs means you're constantly growing down to the point where the devil just has you basically, and you're done. Okay? The devil, he's talking about not necessarily the devil himself as you religious beliefs, but as the fact of negativity, depression, and things of that sort. Okay? But by the same token, that same energy that keeps you, that brings you, draws you down, the same energy that keeps everything in balance. As I said, we're keeping everything in balance. As I increase my belief, I automatically increase my potential. I automatically increase my activity. I automatically increase my results because they're all one thing. These are all pieces of me. Okay? So as I increase my belief, I start spiraling up. And because one piece increases, all the rest of them start increasing. And they all continue to go up and up and up until at some point I am just full of high potential. I'm full of a successful life. Everything I do is going to be successful because I've instilled this process in me. That's what we're trying to get to. What it calls is a hypnotic rhythm. When you get into the hypnotic rhythm, you get into such a high vibration with whatever it is that your results you've been getting. That's what you will continue to get. To the point of no return. Continue going to consistent, and you will get to the point where everything you touch, it's like butter, baby. Everything you touch, you got that golden touch. You're like Midas, you know what I'm saying? That's where we're trying to get to. People, I love you. And we're going to put this on. This is going to be on the storytellingoverselling.com. storytellingoverselling.com. And we're going to put this under peak potential. storytellingoverselling.com /peak potentials. I love you. Talk to you tomorrow about gratitude.